what we're doing is really putting into our current ordinance the policy that we've had since orderly annexation, which is that if you have a well, you can keep it. If you connect to city water, you can still use your well to irrigate. But the important thing is here is we are clarifying that if that existing well fails, it can't be replaced. And you cannot drill a new well if, again, it would seem very unlikely to me that somebody would want to drill a well for irrigation purposes. As we talked about, that's very costly. But this ordinance clarifies that would not be allowed. And I think the other piece is this ordinance amendment eliminates some old language from prior to orderly annexation that actually was more restrictive. And now we're clarifying that there is no automatic connection. That's one of the key questions that I've had from a couple people who've called and said, well, is the city going to force me to disconnect a perfectly working well and hook up to city water? The answer to that is no. But if your well fails and you have city water available in front of your house, that would be the time you would need to connect. You wouldn't be able to drill a new well.
Piece when we were required to expand, the city was required to expand. There's a potential of contamination. It's not likely, but the more holes there are in the aquifer, the more likely it is that there could be contamination from a well. And we all share the same aquifer. And there are other benefits for hooking up for city water. One thing is that we undergo very strict rules with the Minnesota Department of Health, Environmental Protection Agency, and do frequent testing. And not only nitrates and bacteria, but all types of inorganic and volatile organic chemicals, well over 100 different chemicals that we check for in our water. So it is clean. It is also chlorinated for bacteria. It also has fluoride for teeth. And it also removes the foul-smelling iron, bacteria, and manganese. So it's good water. And I think when people switch to city water, they'll realize it's much better. Another one of the reasons to have a well ordinance to encourage the abandonment of well is environmental. Because if you recall, there used to be this thousands actually of wells outside in the urbanized areas, and we're concerned about that for potential contamination because we all share the same aquifer. So that's kind of important to us. And in fact, there remains 800 to 1,000 places within the city now that have stubs but have not hooked up to water because it's optional. But we're going to encourage people to do that. In ordinance, and this provision has always been in there's no new wells. Okay, so if you have a new lot, a bare lot, no wells in there. If your well craps out, no new wells. And actually, it's the same price or cheaper to hook up to city water as to drill a new well anyway. So